Welcome to another episode of Ring Walk Boxing Podcast. I am Bean, and if you're here tonight, hit that thumbs up for me. Please hit the thumbs up as you enter on this live stream. I want to say shout outs to everybody who said a prayer for me, all the well wishes, all the birthday wishes today, January the 18th, 2026. Hey, the timing was everything. It was kind of crazy. Literally having surgery 4 days before my birthday on the 14th, and to be going through a healing process on my birthday. The first 2 days was very, very painful, very much a struggle. I needed I needed physical assistance just to get out of bed, just to get off the couch. Now, as I'm progressing, 4 days later, I'm still taking my medication for pain, but I'm able to get up. I've been walking around every day. I even went up the stairs twice, taking my time. I'm not overdoing it, but I'm not underdoing it either. I'm kind of like on an even plane. Like I'm doing just enough to keep myself from feeling like I'm getting too lazy. So I'm making sure I'm walking around every day, and I do light lower back stretches and stuff like that. Um, and so far the four incisions I have are starting to heal up pretty well, and I got a great support. I got the best support. Um, you know, family, friends, um, people that follow me on Ring Walk Boxing Podcast. The outpour of love is overwhelming. Um, I was telling one of my guys earlier, my OG. I said, I said, although I'm in a lot of pain, the support and love I'm getting from people outweighs the pain that I'm going through. So it just lets you know it means a whole lot when people show that type of support, text you, checking up on you, messaging you, or letting other people in the family know what's going on. It really feels good. So, like I say, I'm on my recovery. I should be fully recovered in about a week, and maybe even driving, you know. So, but hit that thumbs up, y'all. We're gonna talk this boxing talk, Ring Walk Boxing Podcast. All right, so let's talk about. I want to talk about Don Charles. Don Charles was on Talk Sports, and he was basically trying to say he feels like Daniel Dubois still has that if factor. Don't get me wrong, I feel like Daniel Dubois, being a knockout artist, he has like a 95% knockout ratio. I want to say he's like next to Deontay Wilder as far as knockouts. But here's the thing, Daniel Dubois does hit very hard. He's very dangerous. But he he may lack something. I think time will tell what we see him do or whatever. But Daniel Dubois, he the way Don Charles said it, he feels like Daniel Dubois, these other heavyweights are food for Daniel Dubois. I don't know. I mean, I think Daniel Dubois is definitely dangerous. I can understand why he didn't beat Alexander Usyk. Usyk is a very special fighter, but I can't necessarily say for sure that I agree with Don Charles that people like Fabio Wardley, Ajit Cabiel, Joseph Parker, I think they all give issues to Daniel Dubois. I don't think Daniel Dubois will walk through them. And I know nobody's like Usyk as far as all around skill set, and speed, stuff like that. But I just don't know that Daniel Dubois would beat all those guys because a huge part of it is going to be the mental fortitude. You know, boxing is physical, the training, the mental, and things like that too. Um, and it's about being defensively sound and responsible. Um, so it's more than just the physical aspect, or it's definitely not a matter of what what can you do only. If you're looking at it from the aspect of what you do and what you deliver all the time, then you may be overlooking a very important aspect of boxing. Daniel Dubois is known to knock out, like I said, 95% of his opponents due to his knockout ratio. But when he fought Usyk, he saw somebody who wasn't willing to fold. When he fought Joe Joyce some years ago, he came up against somebody who could take his punch and wasn't ready to fold. So you got to understand that kind of stuff, when you're dealing with these fighters out here. It could be a matter of a Worley, who's a knockout puncher, versus Dubois, a knockout puncher. Now, it's going to come down to not only who lands the first significant punch, but it could be a matter of who takes the punch better or who has the mental fortitude if they do get hurt, if they do get dropped. Who's going to get back up and get back in that center of the ring? And I feel like if Worley gets hurt and clipped, from what I've seen, it looks like he's always ready to go in the trenches or whatever. Now with Dubois, unfortunately, we've seen certain situations that make you wonder what would he do if his back is against the wall. So, I mean, all we can do is see how he does on his next fight, but I hope he doesn't fight somebody who's an easy opponent for him to knock out. I hope he does fight somebody like Fabio Worley, who's going to fight back, or somebody like Ajit Cabiel, who's going to fight back. So we'll see how that goes. Um, Now, speaking of Usyk, hey Kay, hey niece, what's going on? Um, so like as far as Usyk, being the top guy right now, but we haven't heard much from him as far as what he got going on, right? Um, what do y'all think Usyk might do? Like, who do you think he's going to fight next? We've heard Usyk's called out Deontay Wilder, um, and a couple of people feel like Deontay Wilder has that chance. So, in your opinion, is it Deontay Wilder has every chance in this fight against Usyk, or is it just he has a puncher's chance only? Or does he have more than a puncher's chance? Is my question to people. Because I've said in past past segments and episodes, I feel like I edge Usyk, but Wilder, yes, he has that one hand, that one right hand, and that knockout punch power, but he does it very well, and he's he's a knockout fighter. He's not a boxer, so he's not trying to play chess with Usyk. Even AJ, I'm a fan, but to me, AJ, he didn't do enough being gritty. He was being too trying to use too much science. You can't outbox Usyk. I don't care who you are. Fury, he tried to mix it up with the boxing, the moving on the back foot. It didn't work. I think the only way you're going to beat Usyk is calculated pressure. You can't be careless, but you have to be on that front foot and you have to be going for the knockout. That's pretty much the only way I can see somebody stopping Usyk. So I feel like, hey, if Deontay Wilder fights Usyk, he does have a small window of opportunity and a small chance to possibly win. Um, so let's also talk about the postponement. Moses and Tuma versus Jermaine Franklin is postponed from January 24th to March 28th. So for those who didn't get that um, through the news feed or on my last episode, yes, Jermaine Franklin versus Moses and Tuma will not be this upcoming weekend. It will be pushed back to March 28th due to an injury by Moses and Tuma. Nobody has really disclosed the injury he has, but hopefully more details come out about the kind of injury that Moses and Tuma has. Now, let's also kick it for a second. Let's talk about January 31st. Excuse me, like I said, I just had surgery. I'm drinking a lot of water to stay hydrated. Hey, what's going on, mate? What's going on, my guy Peter in Australia? What's going on, mate? Mr. Freshman. Yes, yes. I appreciate it, man. If you know any people that like boxing, man, tell them to come here and hit subscribe, please. So January 31st, the end of this month, the beginning of 2026. So far, we've had a pretty good opening for boxing. You know, we saw the Matias versus Dalton Smith, and how Dalton Smith stopped Matias. Um, Man, it was a beautiful thing to see. Because it was definitely like a 50-50 fight, but Dalton Smith wasn't going nowhere. He wasn't letting Matias bully him. He wasn't letting the style of Matias uh, bother him, and he wasn't giving Matias too much respect. That was the main thing. The fact he didn't give him too much respect was definitely a like an ace card. You know what I'm saying, on his side or whatever. Oh, Peter, you said not in Australia. That was weak. What Zarafra did. I have to go back and watch that fight because I don't remember what happened in that particular fight. But you said you're not in Australia, mate. Where are you from? Also, next month, February, y'all, we have welterweight, 147-pound WBC champ Mario Barrios defending his belt against Ryan Garcia. Um, to me, even though Ryan Garcia is inconsistent, um, you know, inconsistent, Ryan Garcia is kind of like how it is when you get with Tefime Lopez sometimes. You know, sometimes they look very, very great against certain opponents, especially usually the good opponents. They'll look very good against. But a certain opponent, you might feel like, okay, he should look pretty good against this guy. They may look terrible against. Um, Ryan Garcia should look good against Mario Barrios, but I guess it depends on where his mind state is. Um, he has the power advantage. Um, I don't know, man. I want to know what y'all think. Mario Barrios versus Ryan Garcia. I'm definitely leaning towards Ryan Garcia, but I guess I'm just trying to see, is there any case we can make that Mario Barrios stands a chance against Ryan Garcia? You said the Garcia that fought Rolly will not win. Well, yeah, and that's a great point. And that's the thing, like that kind of stuff. When you're inconsistent and you're looking like you did against Rolly, I can't see you being taken seriously. And if Mario Barrios is on form and at his peak, I mean, hey, he can make it an ugly fight. I mean, Manny Pacquiao's a legend, but we saw how Mario Barrios did in that situation. I mean, I get it was a big age gap, but that was a firefight. Um, so there's a chance, as you said, Peter. There is definitely a chance that if Ryan Garcia is like he did and looks like he did against Rolly Romero, he may come up short next month. You said, "Yep, Barrios can beat Ryan. Barrios gave Pac-Man too much respect." That's what I feel like, man. Um, you can't give these guys too much respect because that's how Dalton Smith beat Matias. He didn't act like Sabriel Matias is this, this person with a name. He didn't care about that. He went in there like, hey, I'm in here to win, and I don't care that this guy starts to turn up in fights and puts pressure on people, this, that, and the other. He didn't care about none of that. He felt his best punch. He knew he could take it, and he stood his ground. He didn't back away. So got to give props to Dalton Smith, and I think Dalton Smith is going to be that guy now that a lot of people will call out just because he won and he has what they want. You know what I mean? So I think that it's going to be a lot of people that want Dalton Smith all of a sudden. You said Barrios was fighting his childhood hero, played a big part. The Barrios that beat Yugas will turn up. Oh, okay, that's a great point you made. That's his childhood hero, Pacquiao, so it makes sense on why he would have that level of respect. That he probably didn't want to go turn it all the way up. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense actually. All right, so let's just talk a little bit about Mario Barrios. Um, 29 wins, 18 of them KOs, two knockouts, or I'm sorry, two defeats, 18 KOs, two defeats, and two draws. All right. So Mario Barrios has a 62% knockout ratio. Started his career back in 2013. Um, Orthodox fighter. His reach is 71 inches. He's 6 foot tall. Out of San Antonio, Texas, USA. Um, so right before he fought Manny Pacquiao in November the 24th, he fought Abel Ramos, and that was a decision, a draw. That decision was a draw. Uh, Ramos was 28-6-2. Before that, he fought Fabian Maidana and won that. In September the 23rd, he fought your Dennis 7-0. He was 27 wins, 5 losses, and 0 draws. Um, he fought Santiago prior to that, and Keith Thurman before Santiago, and lost to Keith Thurman. And of course, he was knocked out by Gervonta Davis prior to the Keith Thurman fight. So Mario Barrios still has some good names on his resume. Um, let's reflect back on the resume of Ryan Garcia. Um, so Ryan Garcia has a mutual opponent, Tank Davis. Tank Davis knocked out Ryan Garcia with a body shot. Tank Davis also knocked out Barrios. Of course, Garcia had his big moment when he was dropped. I believe it was Luke Campbell, and then he got back up and won that fight. So that was one of the big moments and the big highlights in his career. Um, he looked bad against Rolly Romero in that fight, and he looked good against Devin Haney, but unfortunately, we had the allegations of Osterine. So, that's like foul play, basically. So, when we look at Ryan Garcia's resume, he has some decent names on his resume as well. So, I would say it's a pretty much even fight based on resume to an extent. Um, so, I don't know. I mean, I don't know who's going to win the fight. I'm going to call it a 50-50 fight because, like I said, I don't know what version of Garcia we're going to get. He's so up and down. But I mean, he knows that he's fighting for the belt, so I would think he would be a little. Um, he would be taking this a little more serious than normal. When you got everything on the line, that's not something you want to just be, half, doing a half-ass job on. You say Ramos went to war with Barrios and was awkward. Garcia doesn't go to war as much as Ramos did. Okay, yeah, that is true. And Peter, you said Ryan don't deserve a world title shot, and yup, it's 50-50. A belt didn't motivate him last fight. Yes, sir, for sure. Jeff Al Dente, yo, what's up, man? Thanks for coming through. Everybody, please hit the thumbs up on the chat. I'm gonna be on here for a little bit, but not really, really long. Like I said, I just wanted to jump on here, and say thank you to everybody who supported me. Like I said, I just had a surgery Wednesday. I got 4 incisions. Um, it was supposed to be initially we thought it was just a regular hernia, but it ended up being a hernia that was kind of like my colon and my intestines were kind of trying to wrap around each other and tangle. So they had to get in there and resort my intestine and my colon. So now I'm just on the road to recovery. As far as my Facebook friends, thanks for all your support too. I will be on my Facebook probably next weekend. I just took a break from Facebook for a while, but I am still going to do my YouTube as much as I can in between now and when I get back to Facebook. Follow my Twitter page, please. Follow me on Twitter because I'm going to start being more active on Twitter. Also, I'm a little bit more active on TikTok. So follow me on TikTok, follow me on Twitter. Them are the main social medias I'm going to gravitate more to. I will be doing less on Facebook and less on Instagram. I will be on TikTok and Twitter a lot more. You said that I check out spaces. Hey, I got to. I haven't yet, but that's probably what I'm going to do when I get off of here. I want to mess around with that, man. Hey, Cam J, salute. Cam J in the house. Hey, Cuzzo, man. Them first 2 days was off the hook, man. Wednesday and Thursday, I couldn't even get out the bed on my own without somebody helping me. I could not get out the bed, man. But now I'm able to sit down on the couch, sit on the recliner, you know, take my medications every couple hours, like the doctor told me to. And I'm walking without a cane or a walker, so I'm getting stronger every day. And plus, man, I've been struggling all my most of my adult life from like junior high up until now. I just turned 46 today. I've been struggling with my weight, so I feel like the fact that my digestive system was all jacked up and out of place or whatever. Now that they fixed the hernia situation, put the colon where it should go, put the intestines where they should go, I feel like now I'll probably be able to lose weight a lot easier. Hey, cuz I didn't think I was gonna be live today either, man. Cause I'm literally like I said, I'm not even at my place, as you can see in my background. I'm not in the in my normal, you know what I'm saying, setting. Um, but I'm getting stronger, man. I'm staying hydrated. I'm drinking plenty of water. I probably need to give me some Gatorade or some Powerade or something, every now and then. Eating a lot of fruits, man, a lot of watermelons, honeydews, and pineapple. Peter, you said, sorry, bro. I got to go. I need to practice a drive. See, the vertigo messes with my driving. For sure, man. I understand that, mate. Hey, Peter, I'll see you next Sunday, 6 p.m. if you're free, which is like, what, 10 a.m. out there, out your way? Cam J, thanks for the birthday love, cuzzo. I'm glad I'm getting well too, man. It's one of them things that I can truly say this, man. I have to say, thanks to my supporting family, but most of all, thank you to the Most High. Thank you, Lord, for what He's done, because the type of situation I had, man, everybody don't recover that fast, or something could go left. You know what I'm saying? It could be a disaster or whatever. just to hear that my intestines and colon were not in the right position and they're entangled with each other. That's a feeling that had me like, whoa. Hearing it after I healed up, it's like, whoa. I didn't know this was going on with me. You know what I mean? So it was meant for it to happen, and like I said, man, the timing is great, man. Everything happens for a reason, and like I always tell people, like that old saying, we all know that God has the last say so. Yep, that's how that goes, man. And I really, like I said, I appreciate everybody who jumped on, man. So right before I leave, Cam J, man, what you think? Mario Barrios versus Ryan Garcia. How you got that going, Cam J? Um, and what do you feel about Tefime Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson? Have you changed your mind on that on a prediction, or are you sticking with what you initially thought as far as Tefime versus Shakur? Um, Mo Williams versus Adamas. Do you have a prediction for that one? And of course, next month as well, Franchon Cruz Dezern versus Clarissa Shields on the 22nd, which is like the day after the Barrios versus Garcia fight. So that would be a decent weekend for boxing. You said I like RG over Barrios if he's 100% locked in. Uh, Cam J, you said TO versus Kerr still 50-50. Yeah, man, I love the fact that we got these 50-50 fights like that, man, to where it's like we got something to look forward to because we don't know how it's going to go, so it'll definitely build up the suspense until fight night. You put Marta Talia versus Cruz this Saturday coming up. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. So, hey, even though we don't get Moses and Tuma versus Jermaine Franklin, we going to get the Cruz versus Muratella. I can't pronounce the name, but Muratella. So, yeah, I'm going to definitely be tapped in for that this weekend. I'm trying to think where I'm going to watch it at. I'm going to see where I'm going to watch it at. But, yeah, I might have to holler at cousin KG, old Kendall, and see if you're going to watch that fight on the weekend. But you been doing all right for yourself too, fam, Cam J? Hanging in there, brother? Oh, and one last thing too, Cam J. All right, so I'm looking at this Talk Sports over in UK podcast. Why did Don Charles, who was training Daniel Dubois, I think they parted ways as far as him being the trainer. But Don Charles said Fabio Wardley and these other top heavyweights, they're all food for Daniel Dubois. He said, sure, Usyk can be the one to have claim to beat Dubois twice back to back because Usyk is a special fighter, basically. But he said Joseph Parker, Fabio Wardley, guys like that, he said they're food for Daniel Dubois. Do you agree with Don Charles? Do you think these guys are food for Daniel Dubois? Because I feel like Daniel Dubois, he is who he is. He can hit hard. If he catch you flush first, he's gonna capitalize. But if you rock Daniel Dubois first and you get the better of him, or you get your rhythm going, I feel like he's gonna cave in. He's gonna start doubting himself. I think when Usyk started to hurt him in round 5 with the shot to the ear or whatever, he was already starting to feel like, oh man, I'm defeated right now. And when he got back up, he got cleaned out with a left hook. So I don't know, man. I think something in the mind state of Daniel Dubois kind of holds him back. I think physically he has the capabilities. He has the power. Crazy knockout ratio. He's only like age 28, I think. So he has all the. He has good Uh, my mother is trying to reach me, so give me a second. All right, I'm back. Jab Queen, salute, salute, salute. Yeah, just to get you up to speed, in case you didn't know, Miss Jab Queen, I just had surgery Wednesday on the 14th, and I'm literally recovering right now. So, um, but it's going to be for the best. I feel like, although the recovery process is kind of grueling, I'm in a lot of pain, but I know that in the end of it, it's going to probably be all better for me physically and health wise and mental, because I've been struggling with weight for a lot of years, and I knew something was off with me, and then I found out I had digestive issues. So hopefully now my digestive issues are fixed, and I can keep move forward like I should. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good overall. You know, I got my spirits high. Um, I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful. Um, I got the best support team I could ever have. Um, I'm just trying to take care of myself. Just trying to take care of myself and get back into the boxing. You know, watch some more boxing and chop it up a little bit and kick it with y'all. So that's pretty much it. I'm just blessed and thankful. I told somebody, hey, today my birthday, but I'm happy with just being alive right now. I'm alive, so that's my birthday present. I'm cool. Yeah, but yeah, activists move the world. I appreciate the birthday love. I appreciate it. Thank you. And once again, KMJ, I really appreciate you pulling up for a second. Jab Queen, salute to you again for pulling up. I had to at least get on here and say what's up to everybody. Let everybody know I was good. I'm in good spirits. I got my head up right now. Um, KMJ, you said, what do you think of Cabiel KO last week? It was cool, man. That's a good question, actually. I'm happy you brought that up because now you made me kind of think of something else I had seen on Talk Sports. But yeah, Cabiel to me, he nice man, but I always felt like stylistically there are certain people that would give him problems. And I feel like Usyk is the guy that would give Cabiel problems. A person with speed like that, maybe even Tyson Fury, he might give Cabiel problems too, from a stylistic standpoint. But Cabiel, he'll beat those guys. They're like the punchers. Some of those punchers that don't have good foot movement, like Daniel Dubois. Um, he probably beat. Maybe he'll beat Joseph Parker. Um, but that fight, it was a good. It wasn't the best performance, but Damian Kimba had some. He had some good moments. I felt like Damian Kimba did, or Kaniba, however you pronounce it. I felt like he did more than he should have been able to get off when it came to somebody to the level of Cabiel. Um, and I didn't like the fact that Cabiel was getting hit. He was getting hit too much, too clean. And I understand you're fighting a level like Damian Kanimba or Kaniba, but if you fought like a Usyk or somebody who was already at the top level, they're gonna pick him apart. The way I see it, they're gonna pick Ajit Cabiel apart. Um, so I don't know. I guess we're gonna see what they do next, man. And I'm still down to see Deontay Wilder versus Usyk. Because, like I said, I mean, I feel like I lean towards Usyk. You got to lean towards him. He ain't lost yet. But at the same time, styles make fights. Um, I don't know, man. Something about that fight, it still interests me, man. It still interests me, man. For sure. Because one thing about Wilder, too, besides the fact he has that right hand and he needs to land one punch, Wilder has a lot of heart and he has a strong mindset. So I feel like Wilder is not going to do like Dubois. He's not going to get knocked down so easily and not be willing to get up. You know, I feel like the instinct of Wilder is even if Usyk dropped Wilder, Wilder's going to get up and just be mad. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be salty he got dropped and he's going to get his get back. I think a Wilder versus Usyk fight, it would be a good fight because Wilder's the only guy who is not going to play the Usyk game. He's not going to try to play chess with him. You know what I'm saying? He's going to go in there trying to knock him out. So we need to see something like that. I mean, it could, Jack Queen. It could. That's a great point. It could. Um, I guess if Wilder can do it and not be so reckless or too overzealous, if that makes sense. I think if Wilder's got the right blueprint to set up the right type of traps and the timing is right, he can do it. But I think if Wilder gets too excited or tries to push for the KO, too much and go like it could be bad. But I think if he's smart about it, but it's easier said than done because Wilder's gonna be Wilder. Wilder just has that pit bull mind state. I'm trying to lock that jaw on you. I ain't letting go. So with Wilder, it's just hard to get him to change that mentality he can get. You know what I'm saying? But if he had the right blueprint, the right trainer, and they could like kind of show him like, okay, this man does get hit sometimes. Now, Usyk is great, but Usyk does get hit. So we need Wilder to connect just a good couple of times. Go to the body a little bit when you can. Go upstairs. Don't be so predictable. Um, it would be an interesting fight to me. And I also said in my last episode, I feel like Wilder versus Usyk is like what makes it great is that they're both small heavyweights. Both of these guys is really like a cruiserweight as far as their physique. So I feel like in that regard, it makes it a better fight because Usyk doesn't have what Fury has. He doesn't have that huge weight advantage or the huge height advantage or whatever. So he's not going to be in there trying to grab Wilder and out muscle him and stuff like that. He's going to try to be that technician that we know he is. He's going to keep moving, and Wilder's going to try to land that punch all night. So I don't know. But I want to see it. That's what I do know. I don't know how it's gonna end up, but I want to see that fight. It'd be cool if the fight was over here in America. Give Usyk some of that acclaim over here in the USA or whatever. But it would give Wilder even more of an incentive to get the knockout if they fight on the turf over here. So I guess we will see. But I appreciate everybody who pulled up tonight. And make sure you, like I said, hit the thumbs up. Even if you run this one back later this week or whatever, hit the thumbs up. Share it on your social media. Follow my Twitter page. I got a link tree on Facebook. In the description area on YouTube, there should be some different links and stuff like that. If you want to help the page and help Ring Walk Boxing Podcast, we got the clothing line or whatever. If you want to support, got some real dope merch online for those who are interested. And that's pretty much it for the night, y'all. Everybody have a safe, blessed night. And I will see y'all in a couple days. Like I said, if you're on Twitter, you can hit me up anytime. Inbox me on there. Cam J, that's family, so he can text me anytime. Jab Queen, Cam J has my number if you want to ever text me. Get it from Cam J. And everyone be safe, and I will catch y'all on the next round. Peace.